my youngest brother is buried there in Settle Cemetery, the only one of our family. But
I told yesterday about my mom's dad. The father, my great-grandfather, had the horse business. They had several horses and several wagons, and his son drove the wagon. It was what they called a dray business then, and hauling stuff. But my dad's dad, John Montgomery Schrecker, when the oil fields first opened up in Pennsylvania, and I understand the first, I'm trying to think where that was, in Pennsylvania, that the first oil well ever went in, and he worked on oil wells around that area. I don't know if he worked on the first one, but they tell me, some of our research tells me that he walked 5 miles to work every morning and 5 miles home at night.
They built wooden oil derricks. That's what he worked on, not the mill.
Yeah, it was all wood. But he farmed because they had a big family. And my dad tells about him and Dake feeding the horses and the animals, and the pranks they used to say. My dad would tell about tying a piece of corn, a string around a piece of corn, and throwing it down, and the old hen would swallow it, and then they'd jerk it back up. I don't think that's so nice, but he thought it was hilarious.
Old man the chicken thought it was too great either.
I don't think so either. But then I think John Montgomery and father and Emily Jane's father, I believe, were both farmers. But their father, Charles Schrecker, well, when the Germans first came, the name was Karl Schrecker. But as they become
translated.
Yeah, translated from German to English, and most everything was English in those days. It becomes Charles, and he was a blue dyer. He never did go into the War of 1812, but he was. It was called a blue dyer, and that has something to do with the barrel of the gun. It's blue look to it, and how they do it, I don't know. But in my research, that's what I found out about him. In fact, we sent to the archives of the time and military, and we didn't have a army record. Now your dad's grandfather, Yates, B.C. Yates the first, had military records, and we sent in, and we have them on record. But,
he was a soldier in the Civil War.
D.C. was, yeah.
Union soldier, D.C. DeWitt Clinton Yates, which was my great-grandfather. Almost disowned him. I thought we were Southerners, but Kentucky was a neutral state during the Civil War.
And he fought for the North, didn't he?
He was a Union soldier. He had to. He enlisted in the Union Army.
I always heard about being a good Southerner, and boy, that was a blow.
Well, Kentucky was a neutral state, and people went to the North, some went to the South. One brother may go to fight for the North, one brother may go to fight for the South.
That's right.
Brother against brother.
Well, it was whoever came through and needed men to fight, and they conscripted them right there. Of course, in the early part of the war, Civil War, men paid their way, and the South kind of thought it was a thing that would be over in a day or two. Just let the Southern men go fight, and it'd be over. But it didn't work out like that, and it was a sad time in American history. But it's interesting. We've been to visit your dad's great-grandfather's grave, and it kind of makes you feel like you've had a visit with them, some of the things that they went through. Certainly